So I just left Ned's house about 15 minutes ago, cutting through the neighborhoods to get back to my house. Grabbed the 250R, and today I wanted to do a mountain safari. That's where we just kind of drive around the foothills and try to find a few different species of critters, and maybe stop and take some pictures. There's some right there. Some elk. Those smooth coats. That one's got some horns going. So the elk this time of year are really pretty because they got those smooth coats that kind of look like the coats on horses that have short hair. In the wintertime they look a little mangy. They got really thick bushy coats. And elk actually lose every hair on their body twice a year. They have a summer coat and a winter coat, and they're completely different. And that one that was growing his horns out, every year the male elk grow their horns out, and every spring they lose them. Most of the critters had their babies about 2 weeks ago. Hopefully we'll get to see some baby critters of some type or another. I know there's some foxes living. There's two of them, which means it's probably the mama and the papa, and they probably got a litter nearby. So maybe later I'll get over that way and we'll get to see the baby foxes, although I hadn't seen them yet this year. This 250R is actually pretty fun to carve around in the corners. It's agile. If y'all want to know more about this 250R, I did a walk around and a review of it not long ago. I'm guessing it's already up on the tube views by now. You can go check that out. If it's not there, then you can just yell at Ned, because I shot the video for it. I did one of the 450F. I went in thinking I was going to get a whole people convinced to go out and buy a 450F, and then halfway through it I realized I didn't like that thing after all. Kind of like this one more. Well, there's a deer. Little mule deer. That counts. That's 2 species. Birds don't count. Dogs don't count. Elk and deer, they'll count. Well, there's another elk. A couple of them. You see, one of them still had some of its winter coat. The one on the left there still had some of his winter coat. That's why he looked a little more shaggy. Let's see, what kind of animals we got out here. Usually we got buffalo right over here in these fields to the left of me. Can't always find them, but sometimes you can catch them out grazing. There's the muley deer, the elk, fox, coyotes. I think that's all the ones we're likely to see. Fox and the coyotes are a little bit more nighttime critters. There's mountain lions. Probably won't see those. Typically the mountain lions see you before you see them. If you see a mountain lion, that's a problem. Oh look, there's a bunny. Bunnies don't count as mountain critters. Although they are rare around here because of the mountain lions and the fox and the coyotes. When I first moved here from the motherland, I didn't quite understand what a mountain lion was. I just thought it was like a bobcat. Nope, it's more like a lion. In fact, I'll get some, maybe Ned can put a picture up. There was one that they had to dispose of on some friends of ours' property back there in Hermitville near where I live. And here's a big sucker. actually one a few years ago that went into some people's bedroom while they were sleeping and took their golden retriever out of their bedroom and jumped over a fence with it. So, yeah, that's some serious stuff. Well, we probably won't see those. At least I hope not. We got bears. Don't see them too often, but sometimes. Last week there was one over on Ned Street. One of his neighbors got some pictures of it. Maybe he has those handy, he can post them up. It was a pretty big bear. Just a black bear though, they don't have the grizzly bears around here. That's a whole other problem. And the coyotes, we might see a coyote, but probably not. Those suckers are mean. They're like jackals. They gang up on you. I have a neighbor that had a dog, like a mid-sized to large-sized dog, and he was out walking it, and the damn coyotes came over and attacked it and killed it right there in front of him. Sometimes when I'm in Ned's neighborhood, I'll see somebody post something on a telephone pole about a dog or a cat that's missing. I'm not so sure it's really missing, but if that makes them feel better. What's that? Oh, there's another elk. Hi, elk. Should we get a picture of it? No, he's gonna run. You big wuss. Oh wow, I found the buffalo. The baby buffalo. Let's go get some pictures of them. Usually they're not grazing right up next to the fence. I don't get this good of a look at them. This is nice. I'm going to walk over to the front of the herd because they're in the sun, see if I can get some pictures of the ones in the sun. That one's pretty curious about me. He's going to come over and say hello. Did y'all know buffalo can run 35 miles per hour? That's faster than some horses. Here, we're right next to this one. I'm glad this fence is here. I've actually been driving down another road on the other side of this property, going about 60. Looked out and seen one of these buffalo running full force one day. He was a few hundred yards away, and it looked like he was pacing my car. He wasn't, but given the distance, it just looked like he was pacing my car. And it's amazing to see an animal that big running that fast. Don't be that way with me. I'm just going over here and take a picture. Here, I'm ripping the grass out. Here. Is that better? Buffalo Bill's grave is not far from here, it's just on the other side of this property. And you know, he got famous, got his name actually, killing buffalo. However, later on he realized what a resource they were and did a lot to try to preserve them. At one point he owned about 1/3 of all buffalo in the United States. And lots of these buffalo here, maybe even all of them, are descendants of the herds that he owned. And it's kind of weird, like the elk and the buffalo and the deer around here, they're kind of like my pets. When I go to a restaurant and they got buffalo or elk or deer meat on the menu, I'm kind of conflicted. I mean, I don't want to eat my pets. However, corn-fed cattle ain't that healthy. If you're a human, you ought to be eating that. Something that's grass-fed, free range. That's what our digestive systems have been evolved over hundreds and thousands of years to eat. Technically, we ought to be eating reindeer. But if you can't get reindeer, any deer or buffalo, probably the next best thing. Here's one nursing. I think that's the alpha right there. I believe the way buffaloes work is the females are usually in the middle of the herd, and the males are usually around the outside of the herd, except for the one alpha. He gets to go wherever he wants. I hear him grunting. I think he's grunting at me. I'll leave him alone. I understand. It's not polite to interrupt a family during dinner time. Let's see if they react to the motor starting. Nope, good. So I'll call that a successful safari. Got to see some deer and some elk and some buffalo. That's 3 species. The buffalo aren't wild like the deer and the elk, but they have so much land to graze on here, there's definitely no guarantee you're ever going to see them. So it's still kind of special when you do, especially when they got baby buffaloes with them. Film any more critters, but we'll try. I know taking pictures with the point and shoot won't come out at this point, but I have no idea how good the GoPro does in this low of light. I do know we're more likely to see critters this time of night, so it's worth trying to film some critters on the way to Hermitville, rather than just turning the camera off and trying tomorrow during the day, which would not yield the same results. I bet you we'll get some fox this late. I don't know. They're kind of small, so I'll point them out, but I don't know if like the camera will pick them out when I do. There's a creek. Oh, what's that right there? Another elk? Oh, there's another mule deer. Hi, deer. It's a buck. There's a creek that's running along to my left here. And a lot of times I'll see fox coming back with their dinner running alongside the creek. They'll have a frog or a squirrel in their mouth. I have an old video. I don't know if it'll turn out or if it can splice in. We could maybe try to put in one of my old camera videos of a fox running with food. Do it like a picture-in-picture thing. And there's often fox right here, but none tonight. Kind of bummed we're not seeing any fox. There's black fox around here too. They're pretty rare. It'd be special if we could see some black fox. You know, fox are not native to North America. And I don't know where else you see see a lot of fox, but you see a lot of fox around here. And the reason being is there used to be a fox farm, meaning a place that made fur coats out of fox hide. I think it was like 30 years ago. And they closed down. I'm not sure if it was the animal lovers that closed them down or just the economy or what. Look at all those elk. But anyways, when that fox farm closed down, they just let all the fox go. And so in this area, there's just tons and tons of fox, and they're all kinds of colors. Very pretty. Now there's some more elk grazing. 1, 2, there's a couple over there across the street. Come on. There you go. You know, elk are the second largest member of the deer family, moose being the largest. And some elk can get up to around 800 pounds. I've seen some that I think gotta be bigger than that, but maybe not. Now, if y'all like them elk, you gotta come back in the fall. We'll get the big bull elk out here, like the 16-point racks on their head. Those things are just awesome. But I won't get too close to them. Not as close as I just got to those, because they'll take you out. Especially in September, October. That's when they're in rut, and they don't mess around. Alright, now on this road here, there used to be a whole fox family living under one of these driveways in the drainage ditch. Oh, there they are right there. There's two of them. Both black. Let's go over here and see if we can wait them out a little bit. I see its ears. There it is. Black fox, oh, it saw me. Yeah, there's probably like 5 or 6 little fox pups in there. And I saw both of them were black. I've never seen 2 black fox together. Hardly ever see 1 black fox at all. A couple years ago, I was coming down this road and I saw foxes living in that little drainage ditch there under that driveway. I remember one of them was black. I came back every day for a few weeks until they were gone. There was a hard rain and then they were all gone. But I wouldn't be surprised if that black one that I saw in there a couple years ago is either the mama or the papa that's in there now. It's nice to have them back. Got him. It's not a good picture, but probably a little bit better than what the GoPro was picking up. I'm gonna leave them alone now because they might not have got their hunting done for the night. It's about hunting time. I don't want them to miss out on their kill. And it's getting to be way too dark for me to be riding anyways. Have a good night, Foxies.